Thank you, ARDSI and Conference Secretariat, for the invitation. It is an honor to have a chance to speak with you, delegates. I hope what I have prepared will be of value to you in a small way. Though I have lived in Singapore for over 10 years, my hometown is Cebu in Sarawak, East Malaysia. People in my hometown don't talk about dementia, not even within extended families. My late mother-in-law was only taken to see a doctor when her changes were too much for the family to handle. By then, she was at a late moderate stage and lost her ability to do self-care. Impossible for her to have a meaningful conversations with family members, and she was bedridden after a series of bad falls. There was so much resistance from the family after the first appointment, and adherence to giving medicine was low. Everyone in the family has their views based on hearsay. I thought this only happened to my husband's side of the family until I became an advocate. Does the description sound similar in India? The deep-rooted stigma about dementia has a far-reaching implication, not only for people living with dementia and their families, but also for society. Public misconception of dementia and stereotypes foster judgment and discrimination, deter people from seeking medical help, poor adherence to medical treatments and follow-up. What can be done? What can a civil society like ARDSI do to advocate and empower those living with and affected by dementia? How can a multi-sectoral approach promote dementia literacy and cognitive health? At policy and research level, what can be done to change the structural and systemic attitude and practices? How can doctors, community nurses, allied health providers, and social workers empower patients and their families at the primary healthcare level? Dismantling the deeply entrenched stigma surrounding dementia demands a collective commitment to fostering empathy, understanding, and systemic change. As the saying goes, it takes the whole village. However, this whole village approach must work in tandem with the empowerment of people living with dementia, their carers, and families. Little can be achieved without understanding the lived experience of carers and those they care for. It requires strong representations in policy and practice decisions. Participation needs to be genuine through co-design and power sharing principles. We can co-create an environment that supports individual change, and individuals can subsequently create change reaction to stimulate change within their environment. This is what I believe in and keeps me going and doing what I'm doing. Like what Mother Teresa said, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples. Are you prepared to cast that stone and create a social ripple effect at each level? And cumulatively, those ripples can lead to change that matters to people living with dementia and their families. When I started my advocacy work in the late 2019, my goal was to use my lived experience sharing on Facebook to support people who might be on this journey, either as a person living with dementia or a family carer or informal carer to a friend. I make it available publicly and hopefully someone will benefit benefit from it and spark a change in how they see dementia or live with dementia. And from a few ripples, more and more people followed my Facebook. And today, I almost have 1,000 people who follow me. Then I started to get people writing to me, asking for advice on diagnosis, how to live with dementia, and specific caregiving issues from carers. Yes, individual behavior change can be difficult. However, as humans, we are shaped overwhelmingly by our social environment. Hence, we need coordinated efforts that focus on individual change through dementia literacy to teach them what they can do, what they need to know, to equip them with tools so they can become informed and knowledgeable individuals. During their interaction with others, more social ripples effects are generated, leading to establishment of support network, like the Environment Special Interest Group that I started in Singapore. Together, as one voice, we engage with community partners, increase their awareness of the navigation problem faced by people with dementia, and encourage them to build a dementia-inclusive community, like the Kebun Baru Wayfinding Project and the SBS Transit Find Your Way Commuting Project. As our work gets more recognized, more state boards from different ministries approach the SIG to help to move Singapore closer to realizing its goal of becoming an inclusive nation. But this won't be possible without the voice of people with lived experience of dementia, including family carers. Why? Dementia is one medical condition that has so many unknowns. Hence, it is not good enough to know there is a condition called dementia, and these are the risk factors, signs, and symptoms. Awareness is not enough. Awareness does not address the underlying causes of health-related stigma. Fear is a major cause of the stigma in dementia. People feel uneasy with us because they don't know how to interact with people with dementia. The association with evil possession or punishment from God, which involves public disapproval of anyone who is associated with a person with dementia, is enough to deter people. Cultural and religious values and beliefs play a powerful role in creating or subtracting the stigma. And these stereotypes may be conscious or unconscious, but it concerns the way people behave. Policy or legislation about how dementia is prioritized demonstrate the government commitment to its people. The way people with dementia are treated may cause stigma. For example, physical constraint used on people with dementia, medical treatment segregation, example, institutional care when it's still not needed, use of inappropriate pictures or language like demented, careless wordings by healthcare professionals, with the general public who are unfamiliar with the original meanings of the term used for diagnosis. For example, dementia patient, the term should be kept within the healthcare, not when you speak with the general public. BPSD, what is it? But when it's used in the public places, people don't know what does it really mean. Addressing the above underlying causes of stigma requires the active participation of people with lived experience and carers in developing intervention measures, curating programs that align with their ways of life, and co-designing webinar topics that speak to what they need most. Family carers with dementia are often called the invisible second people with dementia. That has a unique set of problems. However, most caregiving training I have come across offers a standard template disregarding the intersectionality and complexity faced by family carers. Profiling plays an influential role in the efficacy of any caregiving interventions program. You need to take into account their background, their culture, and prior relationship before the diagnosis, because this will influence their caregiving demands, the resources available to them, and how they see themselves in their role. These factors will determine the extent of the challenges or stressors they encounter in their caregiving journey, and which affects their health outcomes and the person under their care. Only when you understand them can you determine the right level of information contextualized to their culture and language and provide suitable psychological support to improve their well-being. For example, in Cebu, we started a dementia care partner support group. But despite Sharifa, who is a dementia care carer, and I, who live with dementia, both have lived experience. We still need the healthcare team in Cebu General Hospital to provide the profiles of carers who have registered to receive the online caregiving training. The training framework has 10 core modules, but the content is adjustable to meet the needs of the carers, with the possibility of having mini workshops if needed. It is crucial to know and hear from them. How do they feel about caring a family member with dementia? How have they experienced any difficulties in caring for their family members? How did they deal with those problems in dementia care? What knowledge and skill do they think are necessary for them to have in order to better care for their family members with dementia? Have they received any help in caring for their family members with dementia? And what kind of care support would they need? This is self-advocacy. To speak up, to raise concerns, and flag the support they need. This brings us to the question of what is the goal of caregiving training? The overarching goal of caregiving training is family empowerment to improve their capacity as carers, to reduce their physical and mental burden, increase their self-efficacy, and acquire ongoing social support. Empowerment of family carers may be defined as a positive control over one's mind and body, cultivating a positive attitude, proactively attempting to understand one's role as a carer to improve caregiving capabilities, focusing on others as well as oneself, supporting the independence of the person with dementia, and creating constructive relationships with other people surrounding them so that they don't feel isolated and alone in the caregiving journey. However, in our Asian culture, the empowerment of family carers is rarely heard of. In the process of this paradigm shift, civil society like ARDSI need to recognize and celebrate the contributions of family carers by providing community education through mass activities and social media. The government needs to provide resources in terms of financial assistance as well as time and space for relief to family carers. Social workers and ARDSI need to provide counseling to help family carers to remove guilt feelings which hold them back from reaching out to social support, and that they should not be alone in this journey. Social workers are in a unique position to strengthen the status and support of carers while preserving their intangible value to improve the lives of the loved one with dementia. Policymakers need to address inequality among family carers, and researchers need to make more effort to reduce underrepresentations or non-representation groups in their research. Medical practitioners and ARDSI must provide technical support in terms of knowledge, skills, and equipment to family carers to enhance the safety, the effectiveness, and efficiency in taking care of the loved one with dementia. Provide psychological and accessible platforms and opportunity for them to raise their voice, concern, expectation, and preference. Create various levels of empowerment opportunity to meet them at their levels. Some would feel more at ease with helping a support group, while others would prefer closed-door interview without revealing their identity. Ensure people with dementia and family carers are included in the design and development, implementation, and evaluation of policy, programs, and services that impact their lives. Empower them as citizens to get decent and positive treatment from the government, such as the National Dementia Plan that support them in living meaningfully and caring for their loved ones. Advocacy and empowerment comes in various forms, and people should be provided and supported with how they want to advocate. For this year, World Dementia Month, I curated a walking trail whereby my peers from the Lakopi online support group that I started in 2021 took on the role of a destination tour guide, and it was designed with the capacity in mind and with minimal support. It was the first ever walking trail of, by, and for people with dementia and their families and friends in Singapore. Our tour guide execute their role with full responsibility and pride, just like anyone who loves their job. Nothing is impossible if we break down the task and provide the opportunity to bring the best out of the person. Instead of impossible, separate the word into I am possible. Thank you.